the filibuster's been in the news because some Democrats want to change the filibuster to allow the passage of two major voting rights bills. But Joe Manchin and Kyrsten Sinema oppose this filibuster carve out for the Voting Rights Acts. And here is what Kyrsten Sinema had to say about this on Thursday.
I strongly support those efforts to contest these laws in court.
First of all, just totally aesthetic. I mean, her voice is so horrible to listen to. I think this
She
whole time
sounds like
we were
she's
been
crying the
she
whole
sounds like
time.
she's crying, but I think this whole time maybe we read into this wrong. Like we thought she was being avoidant because she didn't want to share what she had to say. But I think maybe she just didn't say anything, was always on her phone because she was embarrassed about the sound of her voice, which I would be if I were her. Anyway, let's hear
And
what
to
she has to
invest
say.
significant resources into these states to better organize and
There's
stop
like
efforts to
nails
restrict
on a
access at the
chalkboard.
ballot box. And I strongly support and will continue to vote for legislative responses to address these state laws, including the Freedom to Vote Act and the John Lewis Voting Rights Advancement Act that the Senate is currently considering. I support these bills because they strengthen Americans' access to the ballot box, and they better ensure that Americans' votes are counted fairly. It is through elections that Americans make their voices heard, select their representatives, and guide the future of our countries and our community. These bills help treat the symptoms of the disease, but they do not fully address the disease itself. And while I continue to support these bills, I will not support separate actions that worsen the underlying disease of division infecting our
Disease
country.
of division.
Talk about West Wing brain.
She
Debate
was
over
so
the
happy
Senate
when the
60-vote
intern brought her
threshold shines
that,
a
and the
light
staffer
on our
brought her
broader
that. Oh my
challenges.
God.
There's no need for me to restate my long-standing support for the 60-vote threshold to pass legislation. There's no need for me to restate its role protecting our country from wild reversals in federal policy. It is a view I've held during my years serving in both the U.S. House and the Senate, and it is the view I continue to hold.
Okay, so it's great that she's so principled and consistent, but can we look at what she was saying in 2010?
So what does that
Brad,
mean? Well, in the Senate, we no longer have 60 votes. Some would argue that we never had 60 because one of those was Joseph Lieberman.
Burn.
But that's whatever. Yeah, and Nelson too, but really Lieberman. So now there's, I think as the president so eloquently said on Wednesday, there's none of this pressure, this false pressure to get to 60. So what that means is that the Democrats can stop kowtowing to Joe Lieberman and instead seek other avenues to move forward with health reform. And so it's likely that the Senate will move forward with a process called reconciliation, which takes only 51 votes. And by the way, is not unusual. You may recall that before the Democrats took the Senate in 2008, that the Republicans controlled the Senate for quite some time. In fact, since around 1994. They never had 60 votes, and they managed to do a lot of really bad things during that time. So the reconciliation process is still quite available, and we will use it for good rather than for evil.
So she seems to have really evolved on her position of
Yes.
process.
Yeah, very natural evolution, I'm sure.
I'm gonna be superficial and ask, why did she look more mature back then? Like now she dresses like
From Clueless, like she's from Clueless.
Like
Yeah.
I was gonna say Buffy the Vampire Slayer
Yeah.
as well, but yeah, same.
Yeah, she looked way more professional and whatever back then. Like now, yeah, exactly. I was kind of taken aback by that.
Yeah. I think that's part of her shtick is that she has to be. It's almost like it's actually interesting. It's almost like a pseudo woke thing. It's like almost the aesthetic parallel to that. It's like you're progressive in your. I mean, she's not. It's not progressive to look like Buffy, but she's trying to be like subversive or transgressive in the way
Yeah.
she dresses. Maybe it's depressing, but she's awful, and she hangs out with. I mean, all of her weird. Her stuff is just weird. Her stuff with like with Mitt Romney is weird, and her
Yes.
stuff with like
What's going on
Mitch
with Mitt
McConnell.
Romney?
He and Kyrsten do stuff together though, didn't they? Like I don't. What's that show? Lasso? Ned Lasso? Ned? Yeah.
Ted Lasso.
Ted
Ned
Lasso.
Lasso. They pose in a photo.
Oh God.
Yeah. Let me see. Let me try to find that. They actually did that, guys.
Oh God. Like, cause already Ted Lasso is pretty like cloying in the first place, but then to
Yeah.
see these sickos
Yeah,
cosplay it.
I
It's
know. Why are you doing that? That's so inappropriate. Why do you have the time to do that? Like, are you putting our tax-paying money into that role play? Did my
um,
tax dollars pay for that mustache, Mitt Romney?
an extremely corny role play of extremely corny show.
Yeah.
Like they don't even give us like cool stuff, like something funny. You know, it would be funny if Mitt Romney tried to do, I don't know, Chappelle show cosplay or something. I don't know.
What was the
Something
context of that?
edgy, something provocative.
Was that for Halloween or something? Like,
I
what was
think it was
going?
for Halloween.
Oh, okay.
But she just sucks so much because it's like it's a fucking carve out. First of all, it's a carve out. You're not getting rid of the filibuster. You're doing it for one thing, which is Voting Rights Act, which in theory people care about. Like this is the whole shtick of the Democratic Party. They're supposed to be against racist voter disenfranchisement. Like what kind of ghoul do you have to be to actually block a carve out? I guess
Yeah,
a cinema ghoul and a
I
mansion
guess it's
ghoul.
cool. I guess that's it. Like she is one of the, I don't know, like the worst like version of like a late stage American like senator. Like she's the worst of everything. Like she's like a twee SJW, but also like covered in like big pharma
Yeah.
money and extremely like culturally right wing still somehow.
Yeah,
Like
right.
at the same time is the worst of all worlds.
Remember she voted against the raising the minimum wage
Yeah, with the
with the
thumbs
Oh
thumbs down?
like, the
yeah,
worst of like, is
and
everything we
and that little
hate,
backpack. And
yeah, everything you
Yes.
hate about
Yeah, her little
conservatives
backpack.
and liberals and Democrats and Republicans just rolled into one awful
Yeah,
package.
she really is. Wait, what was the 2014 tweet, Brad? A full-time minimum wage earner makes less than 16K a year. This one's a no-brainer. Tell Congress to raise the wage. Oh, that's hilarious. So she tweeted raise the wage. That was in 2014. And yet something happened. I guess she got a lot wiser. No, this is true. This is perfect. It's like something happened to her. She's devolved. It's like, the Benjamin Button. What is it? What's
Oh,
that, right?
she's got a Benjamin Button on her.
Yeah, she's got
That's what's
Benjamin
going
Button.
down.
So, like, she used to
Okay.
be for raising the minimum wage. She used to see that the filibuster was symbolic, masturbatory process. Now she's changed. She's gone back to the old days. She's regressed.
It's like a or maybe it's like a Freaky Friday.
Yeah.
Maybe Kyrsten Sinema got Freaky Friday with, like, a conservative, like, niece or something, and
Yeah.
that's what happened.
Yeah.
That'd be the only explanation for what happened, because she used to be like she used to be like a socialist,
Yeah.
right? But all of
Yeah.
a sudden, she, like, forgets how to dress and is, like, super conservative. That's the only explanation I can think
Yeah.
of.
I know we're gonna get to this is the kind of deep digging investigative journalism that we bring you at the Katie Halper show. Yeah.
Yeah, Kyrsten Sinema was Freaky Friday at some point.
With the